Hi guys, it's Trish back with another video. Today we're going to make a beautiful necklace using the Potomac Beads treasure box for February. It is called Everlasting Embrace, and the colors in this month's box was a knockout. I love the lavender. I love all of it, but the lavender really caught my eye in this crystal. So I think I'm going to make it, we're going to make a necklace using this beautiful check glass flower as the centerpiece, using one of these gorgeous veils. We're going to use some wire guardians on the end, which also, all this comes in the box. Some of these beautiful amethyst crystal bicones in 2mm, and then we have fire polish, 6mm check glass beads, and some gorgeous 10mm fire polish. So let's get started, guys. Okay guys, so I do have some of these crystal rondelles in 6 and 8mm off to the side here because I will want to be using some spacers. I think I'm going to put out some of the AB spacers in both the 6 and the 8. So now we're going to just take some 20 gauge wire. This is just some German style. And I'm just going to take probably maybe about an 8-inch piece. That's way more than we're going to need, but better safe than sorry. So I'm going to trim this end off because it's kind of wacky on the end there. So we're just going to pull this and warm this with our hands. And then we're just going to take the bottom and we're going to make our own little head pin here with some wire. Super fun. So we're just going to take the end of the wire and we're going to roll some loops that are on top of each other. So we're going to go around 3 times. You can see how I'm turning my wrist and I'm just piling those rings on top of each other. Okay, so once we get to the top, we're going to go ahead and push together those rings. And then we're going to take our wire and we're going to push it, take it and bend it slightly, very gently, and take the end of your wire and push it down through those 3 loops, just like so. Okay, this is, you're coming from the top, up and over, down through those. Okay, we're just going to give it a little pull here. And once we get it a good bit of the way, I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and hold it. I release it over here, and then I'm going to take my nylon jaw pliers and hold on to this, and I'm going to slide these down. I'm going to pull with my chain nose and push with my nylon jaw pliers. Yeah, words. And we're just going to get that to go ahead and go inside itself. And what it'll do, it creates a little knot. Cute little knot on the end of the wire, just like so. So that way, then we can go ahead and take our beautiful check flower bead here and put our wire up through. And then we have a cute little head pin on the bottom of that. So we're going to take one of our rondelles and place that on, just like that, on the top of our beautiful flower. One of our pearls, I'm hoping these pearls will fit on my 20 gauge wire. If not, we'll use the other purple beads, but yes, perfectly, it goes right on. And then I'm just going to take one of these 2mm bicones. Again, not sure if they'll fit on, but we're going to give it a go. Yes, and it does perfectly. And I'm just going to slide that down just like so, and look how pretty that is. And then we're going to want to connect it to this bail is the plan here. So I'm going to make a loop that's large enough so I can put it around the bottom of that bail there, so everything can come from that. Okay, excuse me, wrong way. Hook it onto this loop here. So we're just going to take our chain nose pliers and grab above that crystal, just like so. We're going to make a wrap loop, bend it horizontally, bring in our round nose pliers and grab on there. And then we're going to go up and over, and we're going to rotate our pliers and then go across. Once you get to this point, you need to just hang on a moment because you need to attach it to your bell because we want to use this beautiful bell. So we're just going to open that loop, put this loop through so they're linked together, just like so. And then I'm going to hold on to that loop, the loop of the wire, not the bell. And I want to make sure that everything's facing the way I want to. So I'm going to have the loop on the wire I needed to go this way because the loop on the bell goes that way. Okay, so we're going to make sure everything's in place. We're going to grab that loop and we're going to start wrapping down, and we're going to get that bell out of the way as we're doing it. And again, I want to make sure everything's facing the direction that I wanted to before I lock everything in with my wrap loop. And I'm just wrapping down, and that should have everything secure there. And our beautiful crystal and everything. And then everything's going to be facing the right way. I'm just going to trim that wire away then with my flush cutters. Okay, just cut that as close as you can. And be careful when you're pushing this wire down because this little crystal will snap before you know it, because crystals are beautiful beads, but you have to be gentle and kind to them because you don't want to crack. You don't want to crack them. So just a light squeeze just to push that in. I'm going to kind of go in here, straighten my loop, put everything the way I want it. And there is our gorgeous center for our necklace. Okay, so we're going to set this up here to the side. I'm going to get these out of the way. And now we're going to go on to using some beading wire. So I'm just using some soft flex here, and I'm just going to work right on a roll of soft flex. I'm not going to cut anything off just yet. So we're going to start just with our pattern. So let's make up a beautiful pattern here. So I'm going to start with one of these pearls, and I'm going to add a spacer. Okay. I'm going to add one of these beautiful 6mm glass beads. Okay. Just starting out our pattern there. They're right beside each other with that beautiful rondelle in the middle. And then I'm going to take actually one of our big crystals here. So we put on one of our beautiful crystals. And then I'm going to repeat that pattern on the other side of that. Oops, we want to put our pearl on first. Or no, I'm going to put that glass on because I want the glass to be on the other side. Okay, and then our pearl. These new nails I got are kind of a little difficult to work with. I'm just not used to longer nails, so there we go. Get that one on. So there we go. There's a run. And then I'm going to put one of our amethyst crystals. This is going to be something that I'm going to bead for the front, and then we're going to put some chain on the back, which will be really pretty. I have some gorgeous silver paperclip chain. And then we're going to add one of our fire polish, one of our 2mm fire polish, and one of our crystals. Okay. So that's what we have so far. Just stunning, beautiful beads. And then we're going to start over our pattern that we had up top here. Just as simple as can be. And these are just 6mm rondelles that I'm using. Okay. All right, beautiful, beautiful pearls. I'm gonna set this down because with these nails, it seems to be the easiest way to maneuver. Just put it down on the mat. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do, instead of doing bicone, fire polish bicone, we're gonna do fire polish. And then bicone. And then fire polish. Whoops. All right, and then we're gonna continue our pattern. Just really beautiful beads. And that's the nice thing about beading with high quality materials. No matter what you do, it just makes a beautiful piece. So we'll put on one of our pearls. And a rondelle. And one of our glass. And one of our large, gorgeous fire polish. One of our glass. A rondelle. And a pearl. Okay. Put you down, make life easier. There we go. Whoops. That one went flying. Go, put that right in there, just like so. All right, so there is our pattern, and we have 3 sections of our beads that have the large crystals in the middle. Okay, so at that point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to string on 3 of our 2mm fire polish, or 3mm fire polish, excuse me. Okay, and this is going to be what the bail lays on between the sections. Okay, so we have our 3 on. Move this back just a smidge so you can see better. And then we're going to slide our bail on. Just like that. And it's going to go right over those fire polish beads, so it'll hold that bail right where we want it. We may only need 2, actually. Let me see here. Yeah, I think 2 will do it. Perfect, so we only needed 2. So then we're going to just start our pattern on the other side the same exact way that we have it on the right side there. Get a pearl. And a rondelle. Glass. Fire polish. Glass. Let's just do it that way. Rondelle. And pearl. Okay. And then we're going to start, then we have our fire polish, bicone fire polish. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a pearl and a rondelle and a glass and a 10mm. Just like so. So we have 2 of our sections done already. So then we're going to go ahead and put glass, rondelle, and pearl. All right, just like that. Excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and do a bicone, a fire polish, and a bicone. And then we're going to go ahead and do pearl, rondelle, glass, $10mm, glass, rondelle, pearl. Oops, that one slid off. Okay, so as easy as that, that pattern has come together. So I'm going to move our beads out of the way, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to finish this. All right, guys, so what I have gathered up here, of course, we have our necklace here. I've got a clasp here, just a bar clasp. I've got 4 5mm jump rings. We may not need 4, but I just got a few extra out. I've got some number 2 crimp tubes and a couple of our wire guardians from the bead box. These are 4.5 by 4mm. So wire guards. So really, really good thing to put into a box because it's very useful. Okay, so we're going to take our wire and we're going to take our wire guardian. Actually, we're going to put our crimp on first. Okay, and then we're going to put on our wire guardian. Oops. Okay, just bring that up and over. I have cut myself 2 5-inch pieces of paper clip chain. And so before I crimp this close, I'm going to take one of these paper clip chain ends and put it onto my wire guardian. Then I'm going to take this end here and I'm going to put it down through, and we're still on the roll here, guys, so we don't have to worry about the beads sliding off the other side. Down through that crimp, and then move our crimp up. We don't have to worry about pushing our beads up to it just yet. Like I said, with it being on the roll, it makes things a little easier. And just make sure that our wires are straight inside and everything is lined up the way we want it. Okay, making sure everything's straight there. Yep, we're good. And then I'm just going to give it a squeeze. Turn these over, it makes it a little easier. Okay. So now we're crimped in there. So we can go ahead and trim our excess wire against our crimp. Just like that. Now we're going to move our beads up to the end that we just crimped. Okay, and I'm going to take, this is still on the roll, like I said, I'm going to give myself enough room to work with there, probably about 5 or 6 inches. I'm going to go ahead and trim off of the roll. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to put on a crimp. And then a wire guard. Okay, but on this side, we have to make sure everything is where we want it. The beads are nice and snug, but not too snug. So I just pull that wire just like so to kind of get it against our beads. Again, I want to give myself, I'm going to take my little thumbnail in there and I'm going to just give a squeeze right in front of that so I can give myself some breathing room on our strand. We don't want everything to be so tight that it looks kind of warped. And I'm going to feed on our paper clip chain onto this side. Okay. And onto our wire guardian. Then that end is going to go down through the crimp. And once it's through the crimp, we're just going to hold on to our chain, hold on to our loose wire, and give a little pull. Not a hard pull. Like I said, we just want to make sure everything's laying the way we want it. Everything has some breathing room. That looks real good. Just adjust and then back off a little. I think that's good. And then the same thing, we're going to take our crimp pliers in here, give this a squeeze. And then a trim. So all that's left to do now is just to put our clasp on. So we just need a couple jump rings and our bar clasp. Put these tubes out of the way. So we're going to take our pliers and we're going to open up one of our jump rings. These are 5mm, as I stated. You can use whatever size you like. And we are going to put the bar on the right side. I always like to put the working side on the right. So if you're using a lobster clasp, you would put the lobster clasp on the right and the ring on the other side. And same thing here. I'm using the bar on the right side and the opening of the clasp on the other side. Okay. Let's see if that's open far enough. I might need to open a little bit more to get through there. There we go. And we're going to hook that onto our paper clip chain on the other side. Close it up. And you can put your bar through your clasp, just like that. And there you have it, a finished piece. Beautiful, beautiful colors. This box was out of this world. This month's treasure box. Just so romantic and beautiful. Such pretty colors. Just gorgeousness. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.